Hello YouTube, today I'm going to show you two isolation movements for the abs. So I know a lot of people don't like working abs, they think they can just do compound movements and get good results. It's true to an extent, but just like with every muscle, if you want to maximize the size and the looks, you need to isolate them. For abs, my philosophy on them is I like to train them every day, but I also personally don't want to spend too much time doing only them. So my go-to for abs, as I explained in another video, is I superset everything with leg raises. Hanging leg raises, hanging knee raises from the bar. I'm not going to show you how to do that because it's on YouTube, it's available. Instead, I'm going to show you two movements for the abs that I personally do as pure isolation at the end of the workout, just to completely finish them and be done with it fast. I don't want to spend 30 minutes on them. I've done that in the past. I don't need to do that anymore. My philosophy on it is abs should be done in 5-6 minutes tops. So what I do is I superset, of course, and I'm going to show you two ways to do that. The first is to start with accommodating resistance or assistance with a band and then move on to the more difficult variation. And the second one is going to be to start with a heavy load to tire the abs quick and then move to just body weight to finish the work. So the very first one I'm going to show you is simple crunches, but you're going to do them with your legs straight. The reason why is personally I find that people who do them with their knees up tend to use too much lower back and they tend to do jerking motions that are not good for your health essentially, and also it's not focusing on the stretch. And for me, the stretching of the abs is more important than the contraction, because you're going to get the contraction when you brace for a squat, for a deadlift. The stretch of the muscle you need to apply. So that's why leg raises are so great and why my isolation movements are going to focus on that, on the stretch. So you take a resistance band and you put it on a rack, okay? Of course, the further away from the rack you are, the more resistance it's gonna offer, so the more help it's gonna give you. You can play around with that. You can go further, you can go closer. It depends on the type of bands you use as well. The ones I use offer very low resistance, so they're not going to provide much help. So you grab your band, get to the floor, and you're going to do a very simple crunch with the legs straight and your arms in front of you. And when you finish, your arms should be above your head. And you want the movement down to be as slow and controlled as possible, and you want to be stretching your head behind you. You don't want to be curled up like this, because this is going to reinforce bad posture, because you're rounding your back. You want everything to be nice and straight, and it's going to also put more pressure on your core. It feels much better. You can alternate this with a variation for side abs and obliques, where you're just going to grab one, go down, go up, just like that. Right? And as you start, you can of course use as much help from the band as you want. Once you are used to that, once you pre-fatigue the abs, we're going to do the same movement, but without the help of the band. And what you want to do is do the same movement, very slow on the way down, and then explode back up. If you have to use your arms to explode back up, that's fine, that's what I do. What we care about is the negative. And when you go down, once you can't hold the movement anymore, you want to fully stretch and rock back up. And you want to keep doing that again until you can't go anymore. And same thing, you're going to do the sides. And the sides are a bit harder, But we apply the same technique. You slowly go down, let it stretch, explode back up. And you do both sides. You can keep doing that non-stop with no rest. If the bend is long enough, you can just grab the bend and get right back at it. Once you cannot do it with your own body weight anymore, you need the assistance of the bend. Once you're back into the bend and you feel like you've recovered, you go back into body weight until you cannot do anymore. If you do that non-stop for 5 minutes, that's plenty work for the abs. And the second one I'm going to show you is also focused on the stretch, but in my opinion is going to work the lower abs more. The first one I just showed you, to me, is more upper abs and sides. This one is really going to work on those lower abs, but it does contribute to the six pack as well. So what you're gonna grab is, you're gonna grab a dumbbell, and it can be any kind of dumbbell. If you have to start with a 2-pounder, do a 2-pounder, it doesn't matter. This is 10 pounds. You're going to grab the dumbbell, you're going to put it in between your feet, all right? Extend the legs and up. You don't want to go all the way up. Why? Because the dumbbell is going to fall on you. And you want to do that with a slow negative, and the positive can be as fast as you like. And you're really going to feel the sides contract to help with the movement. And as I explained before, the previous movement we started with assistance and then we moved to the toughest variation. Here is the opposite. We do it with a load first, and when you're done with that, when you cannot do any more with the load, we move to just the weight of our legs. And what I want to do, if you can do it as much as you can, don't bounce your feet on the floor, because it's helping you. You want to feel the stretch, full stretch, and then up. I know it's tough with the dumbbell, because the dumbbell is going to have a tendency to touch the floor because it's longer than your feet, but try your best not to do that. Even if you have to cut on the range of motion, it's okay. And you might ask, what is the side ab, the obliques complement to that? Well, if you want to, you can get on the side and you can just do them like this, right? There's not going to be much stretch at all on the abs, but there's going to be a flexing component when you raise that leg to stabilize that you're going to feel in the side abs. So it's a good way to keep the training complete. And it's the same logic. We're doing abs at the end of the workout, you're tired, you just want to go home. So you want to do it non-stop. You superset everything, you never stop. And that way, you're done with it quick. If you alternate between the dumbbell and the body weight, you're not going to last 10 minutes. You're going to be burnt out quick. And once you're done, get up, go home. That's all you need. So that's pretty much it for this video on ab isolation. I don't do much for abs. What I do is the basic, it's very simple, and this is what I show you here and on the channel. Leg raises, hanging leg raises, and this. It's all you need. I think I'm not doing too bad for myself. But I personally really want those lower abs to show, and as my body fat lowers through a very long period of time, these isolation movements are really going to help with my overall goal. And I think that if you want a more defined six-pack, it's going to help you as well. So thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments what you thought, if you have any pointers, things you want to share, and have a good day.